Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, this is Siti Mahmubatun Ainiah as a lecturer in the National's Methodology course. And good morning everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Mahmubatun Ainiah. I'm from class Akuntansi. In this video, I will present my final project proposal with title Calculation of Cost of Production using Job Order Cost Method at PTX. Okay, in general, the structure of presentation is the first, background, second, formulation of the problem, the third, purpose and benefit, the fourth, literature review, and the last, research methodology. The first is background. The background of the research is, in the current era of the COVID-19 pandemic, the development of the business world is increasingly critical and entrepreneurs are required to be able to compete with other companies directly. This competition makes profit as a measure of the company's success. Factors that affect the profit target include the selling price of the product. Company management must have the right policy in carrying out planning regarding the selling price of the product by using the cost of production. Therefore, company management must be able to formulate a policy for calculating the cost of production appropriately. PTX in carrying out the calculation of the cost of production is not fully in accordance with cost accounting standards. So far, the company only used a very simple method, which is to only divide the costs that have been incurred during the production process by the number of exciting orders. Based on this background, it is necessary to calculate the cost of production using job order cost method in accordance with accounting standards. Okay, the next is formulation of the problem. Formulation of the problem this research is how is the calculation of the cost of production using job order cost method at PTX? And how does the calculation of the cost of production compare using job order cost method and the calculation made by PTX? Purpose. The purpose of the research is to calculate the cost of production using job order cost method at PTX and to compare the calculation of the cost of production between using job order cost method and the calculation carried out by PTX. Benefit. The benefit of the research is first, increased knowledge in the field of cost counting, especially in calculating the cost of production using job order cost method. Second, provide information and become input for the company in calculating the right cost of production. And the last, can provide understanding, new insight, and also reference for further researchers who take them, namely the calculation of the cost of production. Literature review. Literature review of this research is definition and objective of cost accounting, cost and cost classification, cost of production, benefits of calculation of cost of production, cost collection method, cost accounting procedures and other cost method, cost of order card. Cost counting. Cost counting is the process of recording, classifying, summarizing, and presenting costs, making and selling products or services in certain ways, as well as interpreting them. Cost and cost classification. Cost is the cost of goods or services that have provided benefits that are used to generate income. Commonly used cost classification are costs in relation to product, production volume, department and cost center, accounting period, and decision making. Cost of production. The cost of production is the cost incurred in processing raw materials into a product. Cost collection method. The cost collection method is job order cost method and process cost method. The next is research methodology. What is research methodology? Research methodology comes from the word method, which means method or techniques, and locus, which means science. So, that research methodology means the study of ways or methods to conduct research. Material in research methodology is data classification, data collection technique, data analysis technique, and writing techniques. Data classification. Based on shape or characteristic, data classification is divided to shape. The first is qualitative data. Qualitative data in this research is general description and brief history of PTX, the company's vision and mission, organizational structure, description of each position, and production process. And the quantitative data is cost in the production process, such as the cost of raw materials, the cost of salaries and wage of labor, and factory overhead costs, as well as sales data. Based on the search, data classification is divided to search. The first is primary data. In the preparation of this research, primary data was not used. And secondary data. Secondary data of this research is company records or documentation in the form of production cost data at PTX. Data collection techniques. In this research, use three data collection techniques: interview, observation, documentary studies. Data analysis technique. The data analysis technique used in this research is comparative analysis. This analysis is carried out by comparing the result of the calculation of the cost of production between the order price method and the calculation carried out by PTX. The next is writing techniques. The writing techniques in the research is description and comparative. Okay, enough of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.